Can do a mic test, a swishy mic test.
How swishy am I? Super swishy? It's too bad, because it's rainy out. I'm wearing my rain jacket. Sounds like I'm going way faster than I am. Hey guys, welcome back to rainy K&S Get Out. It's a wet spring day.
Yep.
It's still beautiful, all the color, but I know a guy that's gonna be putting out a video tomorrow, and he might have filmed the beginning of this fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the question was, could we get it going? Spoiler alert, it's younger brother Matt. Check out Matt Dossway here on YouTube. That's my little brother, Chad's little brother, Grandpa Doss Farm's son.
Youngest son.
This whole connection, yeah. But he came out, we had a lot of fun, and I was curious if we could get a fire going. So I'm spoiling it. This is a total spoiler. What do you think? You think we got it going?
I mean, you got it going. At this point, it's just coals.
Yeah, this pile was huge. I decided all this disgusting dead elm, it was not good for anything. It was all rotted out. It stinks when you burn it. It's bad for your fireplace. So I thought, cool, I'll burn it in my outdoor fireplace. Boom.
And didn't you say last night, because it was like rotting in the middle, it burned holes in the middle of the stumps?
Absolutely. Like, it was actually really cool. You can kind of still see it on that one there, but it's burned down, obviously. It burned from the inside out. They just sat there and kind of smoldered. Is that smoldered? We were both going there. It just smoldered.
I think that must be what it did then.
Yeah. Yeah, if we both said it, I mean, it's got to be right.
Yeah.
Very pleased with it, though. I want this to be the chicken coop site. So I've been trying to burn up all the rest of the brush and everything that's been on the outside. I will do one more push to the middle, and we've got some brush over there that Bruno doesn't need anymore. So that will be probably the last fire that I do here before I grade this for the coop.
Awesome.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's exciting.
Speaking of the coop and our future birds, that would be chickens. Yes, they are high on the priority list. We need more tick eaters. We need more egg layers. I want to hear chickens. Kind of harmonize with the guineas, I think, is what they'll do.
I really just want some eggs.
Well, yeah, that is a big part of it. Yeah, especially because we got the Blackstone out last night. I made my special fried rice that I put way too many eggs in because I just love them.
It was good.
So time for farm fresh eggs. However, on the bird note, we got a problem. These birds, you guys know, we started with 12. Didn't even make it home with 12, made it home with 11. Don't know what happened to that one. And then we have, over time, lost 4 guineas and 3 turkeys, 3 meat birds. Well, 2 meat birds and a pet. But we got another problem. It's been 2 nights now. I came up the other night, was gonna put the guineas up, and there were only 4 roosting back in the back. And I looked in all these trees, mind you, with a flashlight, and typically they are here. Those branches are just perfect. All of them can get up there, but they were nowhere to be found. We have had them when they are resistant to going in. We've had them out here around it in the bales, but since we kind of repositioned it because the wind has been ripping this tarp apart, we made it a little less friendly for them to get back here. And quite frankly, we had no idea where they were. So we went to bed thinking, man, 4 guineas, we got 4. And I know Gray was one of the 4.
I know, I was really sad.
I was too. And I was like, man, I mean, no sign of problems. And I know that at least one of the ones that was in there was a male. I would guess probably both of them were in there. I think we have 2, maybe 3. So, yeah.
We have 3, at least.
We have at least 3. So I really didn't want to lose our layers, even though we have a tough time finding where they lay. But that was 2 nights ago. Last night, I came up to put them up, and not a single one was in here. But all 7 of them were up here. And I have to admit, it was the exact time that I would normally come up, so it's pretty much dark. They're quiet, not calling, and I heard a noise. I heard a noise that was not guinea-like, and it sounded like it came from in the run. Well, they weren't in there, so it wasn't them. So I brought a little friend with me to make sure if I needed to eradicate anything that I could. And I did not see anything. I looked all the way around this stuff here. I mean, nothing was in here. I don't really see signs of foul play. Like, if they're coming in, it's like they're coming in while the run is open during the day and waiting. However, Shannon came out this morning, brought Mr. Bruno up, let the birds out.
No, the birds were already out.
The birds weren't out. Was gonna let the birds out, but they never went up.
I just came up to give them some scratch and worms because they were up here hanging out.
Yeah.
That's really what it was.
And it's rainy, and you just kind of want to give them cheat codes so they don't have to walk around in the rain. That was kind of you. But look here, guys. That ain't guinea poo. If I'm being real honest, I was Googling poo this morning, trying to, you know, we see a lot of coyote poo out on the trail. We see raccoon poo, we see deer poo, and it all looks pretty different except for coyote and raccoon. It looks very similar. And a lot of times the coyote that we find, it'll have more furs and things in it, but I don't know. That's kind of the general consensus on the internet too, is like, it'll have side-by-side picture of coyote poo and raccoon poo, and I'm like, that could be the exact same poo. I don't really know. This honestly doesn't look like either one of them. Oh, I know a friend that's gonna have a problem with that part of the video.
Yes, he is gonna have a problem with that.
Okay, I'll zoom back a little bit. I don't know what that is, guys. I'm not 100% sure. So I need to study possum poo a little bit more, which when I caught a possum in here, I don't know, it's probably been a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago now. You know, the birds were already put up for the night, and he was big. I mean, big, big. And I like possums for what they do. They're not typically harmful. However, being inside that run, the guineas not, you know, at nighttime, they're not evasive at all. They're very slow moving. They move as a unit, and they just kind of chirp and walk together. And that's what they were doing toward the front of the run. Well, when I turned my flashlight to the back of the run, boom, there was a massive possum back there right underneath their roosting bars. Probably looking for feed, looking for eggs, whatever. So I don't know. I'm gonna study some more poo this afternoon and see if we can't figure out whose poo or doo-doo is that.
Don't know.
Whose doo-doo is that?
Hey, I want to bring up a point real quick. A lot of you asked if we had nesting spots for the birds to try to convince them to lay their eggs. We do.
Yeah, it's 20 acres of land.
And Kyle even built a couple of boxes in here just to kind of give them some separate space. They're not interested, guys. They're just not.
Yeah. And I did read up, you know, I got to admit, I feel like guineas are kind of like alpha-gal. Bear with me. When I got alpha-gal, the tick-borne disease, there was not a lot of information out there, and some of it was contradicting. Same for guineas. There are a lot of folks that raise guineas, a lot of people use them for tick control. Some people harvest them and eat them. Some people love the eggs. But you don't find many farmers that two stories align as far as how their guineas are. And the fact that ours are like so accustomed to us and fine with us is probably one of the more less common things that I've read. So not a lot of information out there. We've been learning. Same with the nesting boxes. With chickens, I think you need the nesting boxes to be at least, I believe, 18-ish inches off the ground. And of course, you can go a little bit higher than that. But the guineas, you know, they lay all over the land. I mean, it's just, you'll just find them randomly walking. And so the nesting boxes don't have to be up high like they would be for chickens. Now, you'll find other farms that do it differently, and I may lift those up a little bit, you know, just small increments at a time and see if they'll lay in it, but no, they're not. They don't even lay consistently in the same place. We'll find 1 or 2 eggs here and there, and so I don't know. Maybe it's because it's first season. Maybe next year they'll be like, okay, we're gonna figure this out, lay all our eggs in one place so we can hatch them. Probably not. It's wishful hoping, wishful thinking.
Hoping. Yep.
You know, it's ironic, you got that scat out of the run.
Yeah.
Birds went right up there and going back inside. Thank you. We can get out of the rain now.
You're welcome.
They're a smart, dumb animal. Well, we still got to go down and feed the goats. We're not supposed to have a break in the rain today. It's not supposed to be a lot, and it's just a constant mist. I mean, it's just everything just slowly gets wet. So I apologize if I can see water on the lenses. Yeah, there it is.
It's just going to be one of those days.
So it's always fun. We've been a little hesitant to go down and feed, wondering if there'd be a break. Hadn't stopped. Checked the forecast, not gonna stop. But Mr. Hercules does get a little rambunctious. And quite honestly, it's been a little problematic around here. And I think it's kind of 3 parts. Here's it coming.
Oh,
so
he was in the shelter, good.
Right now he's in his nursery by himself because when we banned those little goatlets, he wants to sniff. He wants to investigate and see what's going on between their legs. That's obviously an awkward encounter, especially for little goatlets that don't know him all that well yet. And so we have found, you know, Duke, Daisy, or Earl, all of Blue's goatlets. In the last 3 or 4 days, each one of them, when we come down in the morning, has a little bit of slobber crusties on their back. And that's typically what he does. He'll give them a little nibble, he'll mark them or whatever, but it's more slobber than just a regular marking.
Well, and this morning, I was up with Bruno and actually heard one of the babies crying and came running down here, and he had been kind of chasing Earl and had Earl all slimed up. So that's why he's in jail right now.
Yeah, so he's walking around with his little gorilla toy, waiting for us semi-patiently, because he knows he's in the doghouse, quite literally. So yeah, goatlets, that's just kind of a thing. He did it with the other 4, both sets of 2 last time, and it's just a phase. And I don't like it. I don't want to say it's okay, because it's not. So the e-collar has definitely been in play. I don't have it on him right now, but been using the e-collar. You know, I think the other part of it is because he was injured, and so we had to isolate him in here, it just built up animosity. And we knew when he came back out, he'd have to reestablish everything as far as the pecking order, and most specifically with Mama Blue, because she's the power it be that he kind of has to put in her place and get that reestablishment. However, it's been going on a little bit longer than normal. And I think the other part of it is Bruno. I think there is now officially some jealousy of him seeing us with Bruno out there. The goal today was to get he and Bruno out and do a little bit of introduction. And in fact, we had a great comment from one of you guys, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the names of all the comments, but you laid it out how you did it with your dogs, and starting small, starting short lead, you know, not actually bringing them together, just kind of checking how much attention they give one another, how they act for each one of us. So that is very much the plan we are going to use. So thank you so much for the commenter that shared that story with us, and we're going to try that, and we'll try to keep you guys posted as to how it goes.
But not on a rainy day.
No.
And not whenever he's already been chasing after the goatlets.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yep. So I would imagine, Mr. Hercules, we're gonna spend some time in here today because you have a tendency to run them goats down into Goatville whenever you get bored and want to play because you're not afraid of the rain. You okay with that, buddy? Your toy smells like your poo, man.
It sure does.
Whew. How do you have that in your mouth? Silly boy. So I have to admit, the guy's gonna be 2 years old on April 20th. That is his 2nd birthday. And we've still got some puppy mannerisms, and large breed dogs like him can take a little bit longer to mature. I think he's very mature, but I think obviously he's just making some poor decisions that I and Shannon have to correct a little bit. So we all love Herc, and he is this big cuddle bear, but Shannon and I are kind of talking through some strategies and things we're gonna change a little bit less cuddling. He's gonna get all the love, he's gonna get all the care, and when he's being a good boy, or if he's got 2 or 3, 4 days, a good streak of good boy, you know, don't worry. We love the boy. He's still gonna be loved, and we're gonna take care of him like we always have, but it's time to really start enforcing some normalcy for him and maybe change what that normalcy looks like compared to his puppy stage. You okay with that, big boy? No. Anybody want a Bruno out there? Does anybody want a Bruno dog? He's for sale. I'll pay you $100 to come take him, for sale.
Wow, you're gonna pay somebody to take him, huh?
$1,000, Mom. And you can have all his toys too, except for the ones I want, which is all of them. So we'll sell him to you for I pay you $100 and get Bruno out of here.
Is that what we're gonna do?
This is a normal thing. You know, obviously Nala has had her own adjustment to having a new pup on the land, but she's kind of used to it because she's got, 11 goats and a Herc and birds. And she's just, she gets along with everybody. But this working boy, it's a little bit more of a struggle in the transition, if I'm being real honest, but we'll get there, won't we? It just takes time. All right, big man. I might let Mama stay in here with you and you guys can hide in the shelter and I'll feed everybody.
Wow, really?
Or if you want to bounce between the hay shed and bring me what I need, maybe we could tag team and make it a little bit faster.
Let's do that.
So I do hear it picking up just a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that. Hi, everybody. This is the struggle, during rainy feedings, but I want to point out, look at Blue's curls. When it gets wet out, she's got some curly hair, and it's pretty stinking cute. They are all just waiting so very patiently.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we did have the double vet visit day before yesterday. So we took Earl, Duke, and Daisy, first part. Both of them were banded, the boys and Daisy. All three of them got their CDT, vaccines, whatever. And did great, did really great. A lot of screaming on the way home, a little more than the other guys. But Earl has been extra standoffish with us since this whole thing. More so than the other boys were back when they went through it. In fact, right now, he's in there and he needs to go in with Blue and the babies so he can eat. Dookie, on the other hand, he seems to be acclimating just fine. Yeah, it's a good boy. Now, Earl is more mature physically than the other two goatlets, so, you know, if that has some kind of bearing on it, I don't know, but he's really struggling to let Shannon. Mama.
Come on, Earl.
Oh, he is soaked.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Hurt got him good.
Can you snag him real quick?
He's peeing.
I'm going pee-pee, Mom. Good boy, Earl. My goodness, buddy.
You are crusty. You're going to have to let me brush that out.
And I don't want to hear the criticism, guys. It's not easy. Everybody goes through this.
Come on, Earl.
And we're doing what we can as fast as we can to make sure it's addressed properly. You able to get that gate, or do I need to run around there?
Watch out.
Nice. Good job, Earl, man. Good job, babe.
There you go. Okay.
Here, you want to throw some feed down while you're in there?
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, goatlets did pretty well. Like all the other goats normally have, they're just, Earl is taking a little bit longer to get over it. We'll talk about Bruno's experience a little bit more here in just a minute.
Larry does not back down the spruce. Good job, Larry Bear. You can tell us about it? Yeah? Is that what you really think? Well, that was rude. Come on, boys.
Boy, they fight. I wish goats had 4 teats.
Especially if they're prone to having triplets or quads.
Yeah, why couldn't they just have 1 or 2 more? Mom, don't show my hiding spot. I don't want YouTube to know where my gorilla toy is.
You're so smart, Bluesy. You are so smart, you and your babies. Yeah. Good girl. You guys are 2 big goats right there.
Rainy days are a little crowded because everybody wants to be in the big shelter for the most part. Fortunately, the babies, we were able to sneak one of the hay feeders in there with the littles, the goatlets. And so Earl, Duke, and Daisy are in there chowing down on hay. And somehow Herc is politely eating his food right here amongst the goats. But he doesn't want them to give him attention. He's doing good.
All of them are doing really good.
So I think it's safe to say that rainy days, I mean, just everybody, every animal, every person is just kind of blah.
Bleh.
Yep.
Well, even just this morning, I was up there with Bruno and just like, he was just wallering all over my lap and chewing on his toys and playing. And it was kind of hard to leave him because he was being super sweet and cuddly, honestly.
And you got to be indoors under a roof.
And I was indoors and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good girl, Bluesy. Would you? Hi, buddy.
Blue, I'm proud of you for putting your babies in the shelter and telling them to just stay there and chill. It's like you knew we'd bring them food. You're so smart.
Top secret mission, Mother.
Weege.
Ouija, come on, bub.
Come on, guys. Looky here. Yeah. There you go. There you go. You want that? Get your face in there, Mama. Are you in here pouting? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, dude. So Earl is definitely pouting, and he's been standoffish with us since we got him banded. So I think it's going to take a couple days for him to pull out of that, but I'm really hopeful that he does pull out of it. Starts to love us again.
No. Get out of here, Mario crew. This is my shelter now.
Don't kick everybody out, Spruce.
Get out of here. I make the rules. Spruce rules, goats drools. Oh, wait a minute. Goodness, boys.
I just can't believe that.
I mean, she's got to have a desire for it. She's trying to empty the bag or something. And we know she was not milked. Like, she was just a breeder.
Let's just do a quick little potty, okay?
Come on, buddy.
You're standing where you're going to get more wet.
I was still sleepy.
I know it. I know it.
Come here, Bruno.
Come on, let's go potty.
You just go a little potty and we'll go back inside, okay?
Yep.
Come on.
Quick potty.
Come on. That's a boy. Good boy. You can go potty? Yeah.
You're so tired still.
He was already out this morning, did his morning routine and chores, did his morning playing and eating. So we came up a little prematurely, so he wasn't fully charged. He's probably honestly only about a quarter charged, if that.
Yeah.
But we thought, boy, with all the wild ones down there and it's raining, are you the mild one today? Is our 12-week-old puppy the mild one today? Kind of seems that way, huh?
Big yawn.
So there was no emergency with his vet visit. It was just, you know, they've got to get their booster shots on the parvo and whatnot. And a fecal matter test. And I really had high hopes for him because I was like, you know, we got 3 goatlets up and down earlier in the day and they did pretty good. They pooped in the crate a little bit.
To be expected.
To be expected, yeah. They just go when they go. But Mr. Brune, man, I took the crate, I put him in the crate. I thought I'm not going to let him walk around because I was going solo on that mission. And man, if I didn't get but about 2.5, 3 miles from home, he had been kind of whimpering, but he had just gone to the bathroom. Just did it. Both number 1 and 2. And then boom, squishy, soft poo all in the crate. And of course he's sliding around in it. And I'm like pressed for time. I'm lucky to get there on time as it is. But, well, yeah, you couldn't breathe in the truck, so I had to pull over. I put his leash around my tow hitch and had a little emergency clean out. And I'm sorry for the folks that might have witnessed that. I don't know what neighborhood I was in, but we just had to do it. So I put him back in there.
Wait. Before you move on, didn't you tell me that you used your Carhartt hoodie to clean him up?
This is how much I love Mr. Bruno. My favorite Carhartt hoodie is a midnight blue hoodie that I've had for years. It's nice and warm. I had no towels, I had no napkins, and he had poo on his feet, on his side. It was all over, yeah. So I throw the crate in the bed of the truck and I grab my one and only favorite hoodie. And
He loves you, Bruno.
clean this guy up, and that hoodie is still sitting in the bed of my truck until I can get it to the laundromat.
Gross.
But that's how much we love him.
That's how much you love him.
But that wasn't the end. So I get him to the vet. We make it just almost spot on, right on time. And of course, I try to get him to go potty before we go inside. That's not happening because he just cleared everything out. Get inside. He pees on the vet tech. He pees on me. He pees on the scale. He pees on the vet. Other dogs are coming in. He's a social butterfly and he wants to talk to everybody. Real scary voice. And these big dogs are not having it. And then he just peed right in the middle of the floor. They got to mop it up. I was like, where are you keeping it? The guy only weighs about, I don't know, 18-ish pounds. He wouldn't hold still on the scale and quit peeing on it. So I don't know where it all came from. They took him back. He did pretty good, they said. Whimpered when he got his shot, but he got shot. I mean, that's the thing. And honestly, he did really well. And everybody in there, oh, look at the cute little puppy. And they wanted to love him. And he was sweet to everybody. So we get back in the truck. I tried to get him to go to the bathroom before we head home. And he's falling asleep in the back seat. Of course, he's not in the crate now. I just got a seat cover. And he was staying up in the seat like a good boy. And all of a sudden, I hear a little bit of... I look back and there is a pile of vomit as big as him.
Ew.
On the seat cover, and he's trying to eat it. And I'm trying to drive and get a hold of him. He thinks he's in trouble. And I'm like, no, buddy, I understand. I just got to keep you out of it because I don't want that all over my truck. So I pull over again. He's a little defiant with me, thinking I'm going to get onto him. And so finally I get a hold of him and talking nicely to him, and he totally commits. So then I had to clean the poo out of the crate. I had to clean the vomit off of the car seat cover. The vet had to totally sanitize their office.
It's all your fault, man.
So he did great-ish. He's really a good boy. Matt was out yesterday, and you guys will see that in his video tomorrow if you're watching this the day of. And Matt got some Bruno time, and he was really good for him. But, we got to talking. He's only 12 weeks old. This is about the age most people get puppies. This is the age we got Nala. This is the age we got Hercules. So while we feel like we've been doing this forever, because I think it's been about 7.5 weeks, that feels like a long time in puppy world. He's trying to watch my hand.
Yeah, I don't even think we got Herc at 12 weeks. I think Herc was older than that.
He might have been. He was more like in the 14 to 16 range.
Because we had the walkers hold him for just a little bit for us.
So we could get everything prepped for him.
Yeah.
So everything we've done up to this point has kind of been like a...
Let's call it a bonus training.
A bonus training or a head start. And of course, you've got to continue it. He's really good at sit. And technically he's good at auto sit, meaning when you call him to you, he comes over and he sits immediately and looks up at you, which is great. Now we've got to stay on the track with it. Shannon and I are very consistent. We communicate the words and the things we do and the hand gestures and all that. And this is the smartest dog that we've ever had. Those guys are smart in their own right, but this is a very intelligent, high energy pup. And so the training, we use training treats. He's driven by training treats, thank the Lord. And sitting down, we're working on stay. He's going to hear all of his commands.
He's doing really well with stay, actually.
Stay, no bite. I would say he is 95% no bite broken. And a lot of that is just every single time you feel a tooth on any part of you, or he's doing it, chewing on anything else, you got to get the command going. Bruno, man, did I not have the toy that you wanted? Your little mama's boy. He loves his mama.
He also is doing really good with fetch and bring it back and drop it.
Drop it. Leave it is, that one takes a while. I mean, they all take a while, but, we can start stringing them together. So you can have him come to you, give him a little praise, he sits, you get him to lay down. So basically that's 3 tricks, I know, in one, and he will do all of that for one treat.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you want. You want to be able to string him together. Even on his leash, we're working on commands like with me and, come whenever it's time to move. He's licking my shirt. Oh.
He loves to give kisses.
Yeah. His tongue, I don't know if you guys know this about dog anatomy, but his tongue, coming out of his mouth here, it starts all the way back here. It's this long. So you think you've got clearance and you're not going to get it, and then boom, there's a tongue right on your lips. And while that is a bad habit and we should train him out of it, as long as it's not his teeth right now, we're not picking on him too much for it.
He did graduate from his little bed to a bigger bed in his crate.
Yep.
He's getting bigger.
He's got a bigger pee target.
He does have a bigger pee target, unfortunately.
That is, I will say that is the hardest thing, and a lot of it being that he's so young, or he has been so young up to this point, that little bladder is just ready to go at any time. And I don't think he ever pees all of it out. I think he's like Hercules. He's a little bit of a marker.
He holds it.
He keeps it in there. But he's doing great. Booster shots were wonderful. His flea and tick medication's in him. When he was real little, he did have some ringworms after the first vet visit. They treated him. We saw him come out. They checked again at his last visit, and he's fully clear, good to go.
Awesome.
So he's top-notch health for a puppy, and quite honestly, one of the best animals we have as far as being able to put him in a crate and come get him out on a routine and work on our training and everything. How did this little ladder cushion station thing get put together?
Okay, well, I have to say the camper cushions are being utilized, and they're actually comfortable down there with him. That's my little cuddle spot with him. Whenever I come up here in the mornings, we play, we train, we eat, we go potty, we do all the things, and then I sit down with him and we have a little cuddle and toy chew session.
It's a pretty comfy spot. Like, the ladder is solidly placed against the loft with the cushion on the back, and this thing's nice and thick. Hey, would you stop? Leave it. We were just bragging about you, but I know you're sleepy, and that's probably the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, guys, well, we are going to try and make the best of this rainy day. Shannon did some awesome work inside the camper last night, a little bit of cleaning up and reorganizing, because when you got such a small space, you gotta stay on top of that thing. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Bruno.
Nice little kiss, I know it.
That tongue, guys, do you
It's
see
so
it?
long.
It's so long.
Guys, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. We thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. I'm cute. My name's Bruno, and I'm the best. I'm the cutest. I only poop and throw up and pee in places I'm not supposed to. But everybody has to love me. I'm tired, so I'm getting bitey. Gotta go now. Bite.
Not bite, bye.
Silly boy.